Meghan Markle here.
Today is October 2nd, 2025. It is 3:11 a.m. I have about maybe 11 or 12 tweets to share with you, and this list I did it right after I finished recorded whatever I did yesterday. So I don't remember what all of them are all about. Okay, WanK Wedding Makeup up on today's show. Okay. Oh, I remember there was some tweet that I saw coming on my timeline that had to do with Kate's wedding makeup. These people are freaking ridiculous, and I think I post some of them on my community board. And there's things about Christmas, Santa Bali, Thomas Markle. I think I covered it on my last video that I just finished edit. This one right here, I just finished edited. What happened? I think the thing Samantha's post no longer there. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm seeing the same thing. This is the first tweet, but let me see if the Samantha's tweet is there, because when I was doing it, it says it's gone. Okay, so that's something different. All right, so let's start from the top. First tweet. This is further down. Alright, so this is from today's show. Though it's been rumored for years that Catherine, Princess of Wales, did her own makeup for her royal wedding to Prince William in April 2011, legendary makeup artist Bobbi Brown says that's not quite true. Okay, so it's Bobbi Brown who corrected it. Okay, and I think I post some. What did I put on my caption? Let's look. Let me check it out. And I said something about file cabinet and okay, so there it is here. Let me read my caption. So today, Salty Island went digging through their file cabinet to pull out one of their pre-made headlines, the kind they keep on standby for when they need to throw out some shit. And this story seems to be the one they chose. Just remember, UK and US media or like hand in glove, the UK tells its mirror, the US, to spread the same nonsense that they would have done themselves. The UK have trained the US to be like them. I'm so glad our sis is out of that hellhole called the UK. When the palace does something, just know it's only half a performance. The rest is always to be continued. What I mean by that is that when they create a headline now in our time, it's mostly for the future. So they could always edit it and do whatever it is that they want in the future. This latest story, Kate Middleton did her own wedding makeup, is exactly that kind of a distraction, a fluff piece with an agenda. She has no choice but to stay quiet because the infamous, quote, Meghan made Kate cry narrative, which Meghan already corrected during the Oprah interview, was just a setup for stories like this one. And the thing is that she stay quiet. She doesn't say anything like the presenter had said.
One of the reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. Yeah. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned, mute woman.
And this is why they like her. Right? Because they could lie and say anything about her. At that time, 2011, when they claimed that she did her own makeup, why didn't she correct it and said, no, I didn't do it. So-and-so did it. So there it is here. A couple years later, they brought it up again on U.S. tabloid. Today's show is the U.S. thing. And This Bobby Brown is saying here, it's not true. All right. If she had corrected it back then, this would not mean much. This is why the squad are laughing about it. Okay? If when in 2011, when they said that BS here, 2011, why didn't she say, no, I did not do my makeup. Someone did it for me or whatever. But she remained quiet. And now years later, they brought it up again, and that's the embarrassment. Does the palace release any truth? They even lie about people bomb. And we couldn't find it either. That one, I mean, with your own two eyes, is like saying, don't believe your eyes. The lies they tell to pop up this mediocre woman is disgusting. Kate and William lie for PR. What's new? The lie told by these people is coming out. Princess Pinocchio, liar. Okay, Kate Middleton, DIY. Oh, this person brought it up. Okay. Let me read what's there and then I'll go into this video. Then I'll switch to the next one. Kate will never let another woman have credit for their work. Wonder why a woman of her status have no female friends. She's insecure and very calculated, which is why she had to run her sister-in-law out of town. She can't bear another woman in the limelight. It's always smoke and mirrors with these grifters. It should have all ended with Liz. Kate has no substance. All they do is lie to pop her up. This is why they hate the Duchess of Sussex so much. Did she make him cry? And years from now, maybe about 10, the general public will discover that another big story about her isn't true either. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The fact that Kate Middleton refused to give a talented female makeup artist the credit only confirms she is never a woman's woman. She lied about so many things, including Botox, wigs, Crygate, that's Meghan make Kate cry, and photoshopping. Now one has to question, did she lie about having cancer? That's 10. I don't want to go into it, but let's just go into that one. Alright, let's pause that. Kate Middleton DIY wedding makeup story was a myth. Bobby Brown revealed artist Hannah Martin did the look, not Kate. For 14 years, the palace let the lie build her relatable image, protection Meghan Sussex never got. This one is 1 minute and 34 seconds. I hope there's no music. There is. We can even see the screenshot. Let me just go over it really quick. Oh, now somebody's talking. Let's see. Read back. So this is where they got it. Okay. Let's see. Come on.
And when I tell you that my jaw dropped when you talked about the royal wedding in your book.
Right.
Because the royal wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton, April 2011, and we knew that she used Bobbi Brown products, your namesake brand at the time, which
I did not do her makeup.
Right.
I wish I did. It was one
Right.
of my artists,
Right.
Hannah Martin, who's become quite a sensation in the
Yes,
UK.
yes. But at the time in the press, and I think up until right now, we were led to believe that she had done her own makeup.
Right.
So I feel like this was a reveal in your book, a confirmation. Yeah.
So no, Hannah did her makeup.
Yeah.
She did.
Incredible. And
Yeah.
how did that unfold?
You know, I know that Kate was constantly coming into a Bobby counter buying some of her favorite things. You know, I think Sandwash Pink was one of them. I don't think it's made anymore, but I remember the color. And Hannah did give me some information that I should set my alarm and watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then her and I were texting. I was sitting up. I remember it was like 6 a.m. or
Yes.
something. And we were texting back and forth, and she's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." I did get a note though that I guess I have hanging now in my office in Montclair from not from Kate, but from her person that wrote her letter saying how much she appreciated, the makeup.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is where they got it, and then today's show is talking about it. Oh my goodness. Okay. They've always had to lie for this woman from the get-go to prop her up. Yet they have to lie about the biracial princess in order to cut her down. They build Kate up with lies. They try to tear down Meghan with lies, but at the end of the day, the truth will always prevail. How will they lie so long about something so small? I'm telling you, it's mediocre. I don't know why they have to lie about that. You just know they're lying all the time over bigger things. None of us should be surprised the woman is a fraud and a failure who married another fraud and failure. But we all should be outraged at the work of an artist being appropriate, stolen, to the injustice, as we know too well how Meghan was treated. 3, a system that glorified William and Kate mediocrity. LOL, watch her get a call from KP. So pass off someone else's work as her own in order to polish her image. That's crazy. Anyway, so that's that. So this is, let me pause. So this is the foundation of everything. This is Bobby Brown. Let me retweet it so I could have it on my thing. So Bobby Brown is correcting the lies that KP put out for no reason. And this is why they told Meghan to be quiet and Harry to be quiet, so they could lie freely about them. This is why they're so upset with Harry and Meghan. And they're okay with Kate. I mean, okay, it's the same thing as Meghan made Kate cry. She then corrected it. Okay? If she had corrected it and said, no, I didn't do this, or I did this, so and so, people would be okay with it. But the palace is lying about them, and then the person who's taking credit for the lies that, to prop her up is not correcting the lies. All right, next tweet. What? She let the lies stand for more than a decade and then give credit to the makeup artist. To be honest, this isn't new. All right, okay, so this is the tweet that I just did. She retweeted it. All right, is that an ad? No, it's not. I'm living for the era where the invisible contract is being shredded and the scandalous grifters, scroungers are being thumped by the newspaper every week. Okay, lesson in life is if someone is willing to abuse others, they will turn on you too one day. They always want scapegoat. Kate has no voice. She's not allowed to correct anything. That's what I think so too. Unfortunately, I agree with this. But she allowed it to happen from the get-go.
One of the reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing.
That's the role of being in that family. It's outdated and drive me mad. And it's a big reason I'm glad Harry got himself and his family out. All right, there's 3 comments under it. Let me see if someone disputed. She does have a voice and plenty of opportunities to use it. Kate Middleton was billed as representing the fresh, modern, liberated image of monarchy, but she's dragged it back to the dark ages instead. I mean, I want to agree with this, okay? What I just read here. I want to agree with it. But the institution, even though Kate chased that guy for like 10 years, but the institution, let's say, for instance, that footballer, Beckham, he made a name for himself, okay? He became very popular. People know of him because of his own hard work. The institution wants to cozy up next to big names. And then the moment they put him, Beckham, close to the proximity of the royal family, they bring him down. So can you just imagine Kate as a woman and I don't know, whatever fantasy they had before she married into the institution, it's completely opposite. So the power grab, and she cannot fight them. Look how much fight Harry is doing that with that system.
But the media is a powerful force.
You see what I'm saying here? This is what her fans should be saying. I'm not even a Kate fan. But based on what I see, this is what happened over there. They try to do the same thing with Meghan. And I think also, when you look at the Oprah interview, when Meghan was correcting about Meghan made Kate cry, you could see how Meghan was somewhat in defense of Kate, but she corrected the lie.
Make Kate cry.
No.
So where did that come from? Was there a situation where she might have cried or she could have cried?
No, the reverse happened. And I don't say that to be disparaging to anyone, because it was a really hard week of the wedding and she was upset about something, but she owned it and she apologized and she brought me flowers and a note apologizing, and she did what I would do if I knew that I hurt someone, right? To just take accountability for it. What was shocking was, what was that, 6-7 months after our wedding, that the reverse of that would be out in the world.
The story came out 7 months after it actually happened.
Yeah.
So when you say...
I would have never wanted that to come out about her, ever, even though it had happened. I protected that from ever being out in the world.
So when you say the reverse happened, explain to us what you mean by that.
A few days before the wedding, she was upset about something pertaining to, yes, the issue was correct, about the flower girl dresses, and it made me cry, and it really hurt my feelings. And I thought, in the context of everything else that was going on in those days leading to the wedding, that it didn't make sense to not be just doing what everyone else was doing, which was trying to be supportive, knowing what was going on with my dad and whatnot.
This was a really big story at the time, that you made Kate cry. Now you're saying you didn't make Kate cry, Kate made you cry. So we all want to know, what would make you cry? What were you going through? You were going through all of the anxiety that brides go through putting their wedding together, and going through all of the issues with your father. Was he coming? Was he not coming? And there was a confrontation over the dresses.
There wasn't a confrontation, and I actually think I don't think it's fair to her to get into the details of that, because she apologized.
Okay.
And I've forgiven her, right? What
Megan understand that, what I'm saying as well. Because the institution is too freaking powerful, these people cannot fight them. Okay? And even the papers even said it when Harry and Meghan were taking the papers. It's the drip, drip, drip. You'll never win, this kind of thing.
Everybody's nose is out of joint. The establishment wanted to retain the monarchy as it was, to boost William and Kate, and the media, the Daily Mail and the Telegraph in particular, fed those lines.
Well, I
drip,
agree with everything until you said the last bit. I think that somebody in the palace decided to take them down a peg or two, and it went too far.
Absolutely.
But it's all history now, isn't it?
No, but it's not history, because, for instance, if you take the media on, as Dawn will know, you
never win.
You never win, but the media will always be at war with you, and the Daily Mail does everything drip, 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 poison.
But if people put their heads together, okay, you by yourself may not be able to fight the papers, the system. You may not be able to do it on your own.
The media is a powerful force.
But collectively, if people put their heads together.
And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful, because this is so much bigger than just us.
Collectively, yes, they can beat the papers, the system.
And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful.
I'm not excited, I'm pissed. Do we not realize how much power we have? Are you guys just realizing we can be doing this for Palestine? Italy just shut down their entire country with a strike. That's real power. And we've been screaming it for years. Boycotts work, strikes work. Money is the pressure point. BDS helped take down South African apartheid, and the Palestinian BDS movement has been around for decades. Please stop acting helpless. I hope you can see it. The truth is, we can change the lives of millions if we actually stood up and did something. We spent the time boycotting for one rich celebrity, and we could do it and save millions of people. Boycott, strike, divest. Freedom isn't gifted by the powerful, it's taken back by the people.
And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful.
ABC and the Walt Disney Company announced Jimmy Kimmel would return after a brief suspension that set off a nationwide backlash.
It's a very bad day for those folks who were arguing that this was just a straight up business decision, because it's very clear that that is not the case, and that Brendan Carr played such an important role in pulling Jimmy Kimmel off air and then getting him back on air. I think there's a good pro-democracy message laced in here, which is you are not powerless, and that has been the big concern since Trump came back into office. Like, what can we do? And you can cancel your subscription. You can cancel your $150,000 wedding, and guess what? They're going to pay attention. I think that letter that the ACLU organized with over 400 artists and entertainers, actors, etc., that signed on made a big impact. And things like Zohran Mamdani saying that he wouldn't participate in a town hall that would be televised on ABC because ABC doesn't support the First Amendment. And ABC has already capitulated to Trump once in paying the settlement over George Stephanopoulos. And hopefully this is the start of, saying, I'm not so fast, I'm not going to bend the knee that easily.
This indicates to me that Bob Iger absolutely needs to go. A terrible American, a terrible fiduciary for shareholders, and someone whose judgment, that expiration date, has clearly passed.
And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful.
Here's how much Tamisha knows, and the rest of us don't. We were out, and then I saw they said, "Oh yeah, Sinclair Broadcasting is not going to air Jimmy Kimmel's show, right?" And you were like, "Oh, they're going to take him off the air."
I said, "Yeah, they're
like,
you were like, there's no way.
There's no way they're going to take Jimmy Kimmel off the air."
I said, he's out of here.
And by the time I refreshed my phone,
it was gone.
Disney had fired Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely.
And then I said, he's never coming back.
He's never coming back.
And then I said, the only way he's going to come back is through the people.
Exactly. As soon as she said that, I canceled my Disney Plus subscription.
Yeah, you did.
And then we found out today that over 2 million people canceled their Disney Plus subscription.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to share it and subscribe to the channel.
Sorry. Take two.
Megan understand that, what I'm saying as well. Because the institution is too freaking powerful, these people cannot fight them. Okay? And even the papers even said it when Harry and Meghan were taking the papers. It's the drip, drip, drip. You'll never win, this kind of thing. But if people put their heads together, okay, you by yourself may not be able to fight the papers, the system. You may not be able to do it on your own. But collectively, if people put their heads together, collectively, yes, they can beat the papers, the system. But I really don't want to blame her too much. I'm sorry. And yes, Kate doesn't have that kind of strong work ethic where she could stand on her own, even if they were lying about her, where her work itself will stand alone, like Meghan. But she doesn't have that, and she just have to stay quiet. She just have to stay quiet. I'm not gonna blame her too much. And I'm glad Meghan corrected the Meghan made Kate cry. And this is the foundation of everything else. Because Meghan corrected it. And then now we're seeing this about a simple thing. Makeup. I don't think she could say anything. So this person I agree with. And what I'm saying here, this is something that her friends should be saying. But I'm sorry, you guys could come after me, but that's the way I see it too. Alright, not true. If you know how our royal machine works, she will not be allowed to speak about anything without it being signed off by the power that be. And did I read this? She does? Okay. Alright. Yeah, I did read it, right? She does have a voice and plenty of opportunities to use it. Kate Middleton was billed as the fresh, modern, liberated image of monarchy, but she's dragged it back to the dark ages instead. It's the manufactured, okay? The palace cannot let things be naturally. They have a idea of things, but when they present it to the people, they have to manufacture it like a movie. So, let me read this response here. Not true. If you know how our royal machine works, She will not be allowed to speak about anything without it being signed off by the powers that be, and she certainly won't be able to correct tabloid news without palace agreement. I agree with this one. Unfortunately, I agree with this one. And this is why when Harry and Meghan were leaving, and they let the public know they will not be dealing with certain papers, okay? The Sun, Daily Fair, Mail Online, and whatever they posted, right? Whatever they said. And then they put that disclaimer as well where they will be their own spokesperson, or their spokesperson will speak for them or something like that. This is where the chain broke off. And this is why the palace is so freaking upset with Harry and Meghan. Because they keep on correcting the lies the palace keep on putting out there about them. There's a fantasy image that they want to feed to the people. And it's all lies. So when Harry and Meghan see something, as recently, what was the lie that they put out? Oh, when Harry went to the UK to meet with his father, whatever that they did, and then the palace put something and Harry corrected it, they were pissed about it. So it's almost the same thing. I'm telling you, Kate fan, this is the thing you should be saying. Just be honest with things. Alright, she was loud and clear when she was abusing an unborn baby. Even with the thing about the skin tone of Meghan's Archie or something like that, they say, what did Piers Morgan say? Charles and Kate.
I will never believe it. But now we can start the process of finding out if they ever got uttered, what the context was, and whether there was any racial intent at all. Like I say, I don't believe there was. The royals who are named in this book are King Charles and Catherine, Princess of Wales.
I really don't think it's Kate. I think it's William. It could be Charles and William, but William didn't want to throw him down the rabbit hole. They put the wife instead. All right? Even though this is not to say Kate is not racist, but the conversation about the skin tone of the baby, I think it's William. I don't think Harry will have that kind of a conversation with Kate. Okay? Harry knows the truth. But anyway, so there's all of that. I'm not gonna go too hard on her about that. You guys, you could unsubscribe to my channel. But that's the way that I see it. Some of the response here. Did I say I was gonna? Okay, so let's leave that alone. Okay, next tweet, and it's making reference to the Kate. What is it? The makeup. Oh, someone is up. Alright, it's 3:30. I'm hearing noise. I think it's my kids. I don't see any light on. But anyway, this is the next tweet. They promoted the ever-living hell out of the lie that Kate Middleton did her own wedding makeup. See, at that time, I wasn't really following any royal family or anything like that, so I don't know what was said, even though that little video clip that had the music was showing some screenshot. It was too small for me to see. Why lie about wedding makeup? Stupid. Again, this is the KP that's doing this. Let's pause. Let's put this. Okay, remember when they claim she could cook? I'm thinking of the pancake and play the piano. That's the laugh. The actual makeup artist being okay with not getting credited is bizarre to me, since an event like that can make a career. Okay, it's my husband. I hear him coughing. Okay, it's truly ridiculous the shit they will lie about, and really disrespectful to Bobby Brown. Well, Bobby Brown said it's what did she say? Someone else who said it. She just corrected it.
In your book.
Right.
Because the royal wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton, April 2011, and we knew that she used Bobby Brown products, your namesake brand at the time, which
I did not do her makeup.
Right.
I wish I did. It was one
Right.
of my artists,
Right.
Hannah Martin, who's become quite a sensation in the
Yes.
UK.
Okay, and her UK-based makeup artist, they gladly release details about everything else. Why not her makeup? It's just such a stupid thing to lie about. Who does their own wedding makeup, especially when the eye of the world will be on them? This is the one and one some people should have thought about. Okay, it's very strange how other details were released except who did her makeup, and she took credit for that. to make it seem like the royal family becoming more English and more of the people with entry of a middle-class girl as opposed to a member of the aristocracy. I mean, basically German Choco did marry an Aristo-English rose, but they wanted more English DNA and better hair. Okay, what is that? Kate Middleton's picture with Father Michael Middleton at Wimbledon and rare joint appearance. The father and daughter duo headed to Wimbledon. When was that? Okay, so this must be old because Kate doesn't look like that anymore. They wanted proximity, but they're humiliating them. Whatever's on the screen, bottom up. Oh, of course she didn't. No one made fun of Diana for having professional makeup. Tons of brides get professionally make up for their wedding. What was the point? It's so minuscule. They lie about anything so simple. It makes no sense. It's logical to have a makeup artist for the biggest event of her life at the time with the whole world watching. Why would they even lie about that? Is this weird obsession with being relatable? A lot of normal brides have their makeup done for wedding. There's the rolling eye. Well, we're talking about it now, but at the time, everybody bought it. It seems. I didn't follow. I don't know. 2011, please. The royal family was not in my periphery. Alright, they lie to curate some sort of a character and personality because she has none. Remember they said she spent the entire night baking a birthday cake for her firstborn, yet the man can't even flip a pancake, followed by her making jam and owning her own recipe as if. Of all things to fixate on, lie about the first place. We even expected from a bride getting ready for a royal wedding, televised for millions of viewers, official photograph for all to see. I'm not royal or wealthy, and I didn't do my own wedding makeup. And yet, and they and she lie about this makeup that didn't even look good. This is the prequel to so many lies already told. Extension, baby Botox, she cooks, Meghan made me cry, cancer, just to name a few. LOL. Alright, so now after the facts and the truth come out, people are saying that. But at the time, nobody questioned it. Alright, some of the questions these people are saying now, these are things people could have raised. Okay, during a wedding, there's so many other things you're thinking about. Nobody said anything. Alright, next tweet. Now, different topics here. So, I've restructured the tweet layout, and there's some parts that were in video 1, and I'm moving it to video 2. Okay, so keep that in mind. Are we supposed to pretend that this wasn't arranged as the first ever for Buckingham Palace because of Duchess Meghan Sussex with Love Meghan Christmas episode and the speculation that she might drop some Christmas-inspired as ever product? Okay, I respond to something similar to that. I didn't know this was they're my thing here. This way, they will claim she copied them. Either way, Meghan definitely inspires, modernizes, and reinvigorates even as a non-working royal across the seas. Buckingham Palace to open its first ever Christmas shop. Here's what to know. What was it? Yesterday, there's a video I came across where I think it's a TikTok video. And then this guy said Buckingham Palace told them to put something down. Let me go search for it because it's relevant to this as well, it seems. This is this one here. It was in one of my videos, one of my recording either yesterday. Is it possible they are more concerned with how you describe their shop than how you describe their shop soil prints? Alright, 27 seconds.
I got an email from Buckingham Palace asking me to take down my video. Okay, I basically said that there's going to be a big Christmas market happening at Buckingham Palace in December. However, Buckingham Palace saw that video and they've emailed me. I just want to get said that we're really grateful about the TikTok that you've made on our Christmas pop-up shop, but sadly it's not a market as you've described and we're concerned that it may be misleading. They then said would it be possible for me to even take down the video or change it saying that it's going to be a pop-up shop instead of a Christmas market just so it don't confuse a lot of people. I got an email from Buckingham Palace asking...
So now let's go back to this. I went over this already, okay? So I'm wondering if there is some sort of a connection here. There's a narrative they're going by, and anyone who talks about it in a certain way, they make you fix it or they take it down. I don't know. Let's read some of the comment here. They're prepping for this. Remember, Netflix already told us Okay, they're gonna have a Christmas special with As Ever with Love Megan. Okay, so there's me here. What did I say again? They're prepping for this. Meghan Markle is releasing a Christmas holiday special this December on Netflix titled With Love Megan, a holiday celebration. Alright, so that's that. You could pause and read the rest. Let's pause. There's one comment. Can I see it? No. Maybe somebody that I block. Pause again. These clowns are sadder than a dog's funeral. When the FU, Kate did Meghan become their role model. It's clear they had no F king identity all this time. They watch, they hate, and then copy everything goddamn thing she does. Xerox. Okay, OMG. I saw some posts TikTok video about this palace Christmas market, but kept scrolling because who cares? I think that's that video I just went and checked. But you're right. This is due to Meghan's Christmas special and anticipation of As Ever new products. Imagine a 1,000-year-old monarchy and competition with one woman on a whole other continent. Proceed will go toward conserving their extensive art collection. It's free to enter though. Alright, so there's all of that. So BP is flagging shortnet, etc. Where do the proceed go to? Willie's Help My Many Homes charity. There's a creator on TikTok who was contacted by Buckingham Palace to delete this content for saying they will be running a market, and what they will do doing is running a market. Okay, so that's that video. This one. Okay, there's this. I'm glad I went to it, and I'm glad that I liked it so I could go back to it, because if I didn't like it, there's no way I would see it. I had to go on my timeline, my liked folder. Alright, so I might do a new video now, and this is about Santa Bali. Okay, Samantha Markle claimed her father is stuck in a building in the Philippines. So different people are talking about it. In my last video, I don't want to go and read it again. I put some screenshots of Samantha's original tweet, and it's no longer available. Okay, my last video, which I was just editing a few minutes ago. Okay, it was over here. This is the part here. Okay, this is a screenshot that I took and put it on my community board, but her original tweet is not there. Where is it? Where does it show? Okay, right here. Okay, it's no longer available. So I had to take screenshot of what I posted on my community board to show the original tweet. So if you go on my community board, you'll see the original tweet, and on my last video, and I show you, read some of the screenshot. And it's all Meghan's fault. He's about 100 miles from epicenter, not badly affected area, building fine, but lift not working, temporary power cuts likely, with junior and family friends, especially chair that go downstairs if he really can't walk and needed to get out available at the fire evacuation. Alright, let's pause this. Scammy Sammy the devil on Hot Wheels is a deluded liar. Bad Dad Thomas can remain in that building for all his pathetic life. Alright, why is this loser in the Philippines? Wasn't he supposed to be in Mexico? I think Mexico is throwing some people out. This has already been discredited and shown to be lies. His son has already stated they were together and not stuck. Scammy Markle is a liar. Okay, I didn't see that part, but I know that Grok on Twitter, someone asked about it and Grok corrected it. Alright, sound like him problem. And if she's so worried, why doesn't she shuttle her ass over there and help? Well, she's on a wheelchair as well. Why doesn't he live in the US? Can't afford it, too expensive. Alright, next tweet. I don't know why, I just said that like that. Alright, so there's this here. Nobody, absolutely no one. The British media, Meghan's royal fast food frenzy that just went to White Castle and Dairy Queen in 1 week, proof she's hungry to rejoin the firm. What? They said that. That's quite a laughing. What? How ridiculous. Oh Lord. I heard she once ate at Burger King as well. Could be a message to her father-in-law. They're trying to connect as many things, and they sound so stupid too. Harry and Meghan, they're done. Harry already said it. He's done with he's not going back. When Anderson Cooper asked him, he didn't even take a second to think. And her trip to Burger King proved she always intended to be Queen, the Ranger, and Tina Brown. That's a ad. Let's go to the next one. Alright, this has to do with court. Okay, both Frost and Furnish were in court on Wednesday hearing. Harry was listening in remotely. Okay, that should have been with the first one. I read an article. That's where this one should have been.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better